Hey guys, GB here with Coach Putty, and absolutely dominating victory for you guys. Haven always seems to be a good map for y'all. But the thing is, you guys are like one of the only, if not the only teams playing ISO at this event. Why do you think this comp, that agent, works so well with the playstyle that you guys have? And, well, I mean, can we expect more of it?
I mean, who knows? I won't tell you what else we got in store, but not every team has an Alpha Jar. I mean, we got Alpha. He knows how to play that agent. I think he's probably one of the best ISO players in the world. I think the other one might be Durka. So it's one of those situations where we just have the right players for it. It suits our play style. So yeah, we like the map and we like the agents we got there.
Feeling good about map 2?
Yeah, I think G2 are pretty good at buying, so it should be a good game, but it's a map we're happy to play as well.
All right, brother, you have a good one, and best of luck. Right back to y'all.
We've got an Alpha Jar. We've got an Alpha Jar. I feel like no true words have been spoken. And also, we talked about it a little bit, right, Alpha? He didn't really want to play the Killjoy anyway. And Mimi, put him on the ISO every map.
Yeah, I don't care. Every map. He was 9-0 in opening kills this map. I mean, this was Alpha's a great player. He's always been great, but this is one of the best single maps I have seen from this guy.
I mean, to be fair, in EMEA, we see this, we expect this, we've lived through this. We know that the ultimates have a success rate that is out of the chart, that is off the charts, and Alpha just feels so good. But it's not like he's just playing for himself. Honestly, it is so interesting to see this composition, to see how we make it work, how they have the micro plays to control the map from the defense, how well he synergizes with the rest of the team, how difficult it is to go into C when heroes defended. Like, this map just, all in all, it looks so good for Fnatic. We keep asking ourselves, why is it that yesterday you did not want to go here?
If you're playing in ranked and you want to lock in ISO, watch his tech. The way in every ult he is sliding to the very edge, peeking out at the last second while his shield is up. It's such a huge advantage to not be able to really be ready for where he's going to swing through. And I mean, it's ridiculous. Just look at the contrast to his last game. 270 damage around.
Free my boy, free my boy. Like what? I mean, his breach, I love it. His Gecko, lead way. His raise, world class. But I agree with you guys. Just put him on the ISO every map. What's the worst that could happen?
And the thing is, it's not just that he's a great individual on this agent. It's that they have amazing game plans, like you're talking about, Bea, built up around it. The different ways they're walking down mid and getting those opening engagements. The way that they're so much more willing than on some of their other maps to take risks and be proactive. There's a lot of VODs of Fnatic on this map out there, but G2 still looked utterly unprepared for how Fnatic was approaching those opening fights on defense.
And would you guys be surprised if I said that today's HyperX Reflex goes to AlphaJet and friends? In his defense,
this round is just all of Fnatic.
But in his defense, the friends were also doing all right.
Yeah, I think that it's also very interesting to see Fnatic adapting to a team using the Viper on the other side. We know that, especially in Americas, is something that is very popular to see the Viper everywhere, or maybe even some Harbor. But the way that they interpret when and where to put the pressure with just the right amount of utility, like everything that they were spending came up just so much good for them.
Look at the value they're getting out of the Yoru flashes in this clip. They're so consistently setting up and getting kills off of that between Alpha and Durka. The synergy is excellent. On top of that, even just the decay coming out from that ISO has a lot of good ideas. I think when you look at this comp, it looks like the biggest weakness is struggling to fight a lobby, but the decay shock dart combos, some of the ult plays they had, it was all excellent to control that area, even against this Viper comp from G2. You couldn't have asked for a better map from a Fnatic who has struggled with the slow starts thus far this tournament.
Well, this is the thing though, it's a best of 3 for a reason, so let's hear what Josh RT, the head coach of G2, had to say ahead of Bind.
All right, everyone, GB down here with Coach Josh RT, and hey, that was a tough loss on Haven, but if there's one thing we know about this G2 team, especially from Shanghai, is that you guys are known for your comebacks, you're known for your resiliency, so what does the team have here to be able to get this job done, be able to force that map 3?
We just gotta have unshakable belief in each other. We gotta support each other. We just gotta believe that your teammates have your back, and that's all it really is. It's a brotherhood. We're trying to make sure our team play shines here, and that's how we're gonna get there.
Still confident going into Bind?
Of course.
All right, brother. Always a pleasure, my man. Back to y'all.
Do you know what? I'm also very confident in G2 going to Bind because we talked about this. They get both of their best maps in this pool, and I wouldn't be surprised if we even see a similar scoreline in the favor of G2.
Yeah, and think about what happened yesterday with Fnatic. They lost that first map. They were in the receiving end of the 13-3, right? And they took the second one all the way to OT. That's the kind of resilience that you have to show. And especially on a map like mine, as we're saying, if G2's going to do it, somewhere it has to be in this map. And historically, it has been in this map.
Yeah, G2 is on a 5-map win streak on Bind. They're basically the only team in Americas left not playing the 100 Thieves Cup. They're still subbing out that Sky instead of the Gecko in the mix. But this is really comfortable territory. On their attacking sides, Valen's mid-rounding is really excellent. I think Leaf is providing a ton of value to his team on this map. He's always been good here. And even when we saw it once at Champions against EDG, it was a close game. But G2, I think, were pretty well in control of that one as well. This is the map to bounce back, but I think the question, as always, is after a game that dominant, can they?
I think they honestly can, because on the other side of this, Alfie will not be on the ISO. He should be on the Gecko, and he hasn't had any reps, really. He had one game ever on Gecko on any map, and I think it definitely wasn't perfect the last time they played it.
We still have to, keep in mind that even though they came to champs with the composition, maybe they changed it, but no, they're going to be sticking with that Astra. We know that from the past is an agent that Boaster adores, but as you're saying, we think about Alpha, we think also about how Leo used to play this map and how he was an absolute beast. Are they going to be able to keep this up?
This map, I'm looking at the guys who have been on G2 since the beginning and thinking back to what happened at their first showing at an international event when they made it to Reykjavik, went out in the first round of playoffs there. These guys have felt that, but they're a much stronger team from them, and they're really going to have to dig deep now.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Leaf. I think that there's going to be some stopping power that is going to be necessary. I see also on the other side against only one duelist this time around.
Unfortunately, the fate is in their hands. Doug and Baby Bay, this is their best map for a reason.
G2's blade was left dull and blunted on the first map, 13-3 the way of Fnatic. Now we'll get to see how things shake out on Bind. Again, a map that generally has been very strong for them, and the Des mentioned it. There'd be no surprise if it necessarily went the other way with a similar scoreline, Dre.
Yeah, it's always been a solid map for G2 in terms of their macro, but it's also a map where Icy has some really good pop-off moments. He looks so much more comfortable and confident on a map like Bind. He really gets in the enemy's face. He's not afraid to take the double satchels over Truck. Keep in mind, they are starting on the defensive side this time, so they don't have to deal with that defensive side aggression that Fnatic did to them in the last half. But
comfort and confidence will be paramount for G2 as they're fighting for their life, not just in this tournament, but again for the year. Against a team that seemed perfect on Haven, very little error. We'll see if their attack side Unbind reflects a similar performance.
We'll also see if Alfier pops off on the Gecko. If he's farming and he's getting those orbs like he did on the ISO, that Thrash can be very, very devastating as well.
I mean, we've talked so much about how instrumental of a tool that it can be. Oftentimes seeing it in a bonus and that converting into 3 rounds, 4, snowball into 5, 6.
Yeah, but look at this, Doug. Jonah P. and I believe it's Trent.
Yep.
They've gone on a solo mission right now, and they're really deep behind enemy lines.
There's nothing to cover it. The only thing that might catch him is if they decide to turn around. Jonah P on the prowl with, again, Trent over his shoulder. Every single target spotted, every single corner checked. Now, finally, gunfire erupts as Alfier is the first to fall. Hero's going to join in as Chronicle on the swing. Not able to settle. Finally does onto Trent. Delivers on a second. Jonah P down, and now numbers equal.
That's so insane that we're in a 3v3 right now with how the start of that round went for G2.
The possibility, the ability to capitalize on a moment and to swing things their way. But again, Fnatic on the counterpunch.
Yeah, and Boaster, he's in pocket right now. He has all this space. He's controlling all of U-Haul. The smoke on site to separate. He might go hunting for a play of his own right now.
So it's just tough 50-50 to be in. You can choose to swing in, you can choose to take the fight, or you can tuck inside of it. But be careful, they're going to check you, they're going to swing you. Leaf cleans him up. The spike does not get planted. Chronicle's doing his best to frag his way into the round, but time will expire. Yes, another kill comes through for Chronicle, but G2 get the pistol.
Some crazy shots out of Chronicle to even the score. But the nade that Icy held onto from the start of that round, with the time going so low, Fnatic, they were left to their devices. They just couldn't get that spike planted in time. And Boaster, he got caught at the worst moment trying to re-smoke that. This last shot was beautiful. Nice settle on a Jonah P. That was almost really bad, though, for G2.
Yeah, it was.
But now, finally, some confidence going back in favor, and Icy, he got 2 into that round. Sheriff headshot to start off.
He's got the Outlaw this round. A little bit of pace out from Fnatic.
Yeah.
Durka the first to fight with the Bucky in hand.
And when we think about bind, we think of, you know, players giving up the A site, but playing back site. This time around, it's heaven, spawn, shower.
That doesn't feel good. That does not feel good. Heroes down, Boaster. Surely not along for this world much longer. 6 HP. Somehow gets away and buys some time. It's upgraded to weapon 2 as a Bulldog in hand.
Yeah, the members are low right now on G2. Look at Valen, 20 HP. Chronicles going for the late flank.
What a bloody mess this would be. But that's a Bulldog down. Flash on the other side as they try to push through the wall. Jonah P on the snap to Alphair, but Durka on the exchange.
It's a stick.
Icy's gotten it to half. He's the last one left standing in a 1v2. With the Outlaw in hand, has found his one. But Durka on the other side with a Bucky again. There's just not a lot of time on this. Durka can swing, but he's gonna hold it. Oh my goodness. The MasterCard Thrifty as Fnatic tie us up.
0.05 seconds. I was praising G2 from their setup, but Leaf, he got absolutely sniped by Alpha, I believe, with a classic. He was in heaven and he got deleted. Gotta see the replay on that.
Surely we get one more look. Yeah, this was a tough spot to be in, and Hero taking one down with them, but that shot out from Alpha is just filth.
Nastiness, and now G2. That's so bad for them. What a round from Fnatic. Stealing it away.
Again, such a desperate need for something to go your way. And the window has been shut. Fnatic now, they're the ones with the gun advantage. They're the ones with the Outlaw. They're the ones with the rifles.
And I was setting it up in the last map. Fnatic are a team that when given a lot of space, they're able to formulate the correct plan most of the time. It's when teams smother them as well. Take the fight to Fnatic. When they're the ones getting headshotted instead. Where they fall apart, they crumble.
You have to step into the ring and you have to be willing to fight. You have to be willing to brawl.
You cannot show this team the amount of respect that G2 is showing them right now. But it's so tough because that's the bread and butter for G2. That's been their success all year long.
You mentioned that this matchup really doesn't seem to favor G2, and at least for now we're tied, but Fnatic looking like we're just waiting for another round to come through.
They have such a good read on everything. They get the first blood most of the time on their attacking rounds. I mean, keep in mind Haven is their map, but
right, sure.
But right now, anti-eco, they get the pick. They freeze. They don't rush the plan. They set late flanks up like this. And then once they start getting confident, I mean, Alpha, he's just going to try to get his ultimate online. 2 orbs off of it. 1 away now from that Thrash. Chronicle 1 away from the Viper's Pit.
And the most devastating part of all that is that they all upgraded weapons. They're all carrying rifles into the next.
Yeah, their economy is insane right now. It's what happens when you win a Thrifty the way that they did.
And then convert the next with really no disadvantage.
And the economy for G2, once you guys see it after this replay, you're going to see it's an absolute shamble. That's why you see Boaster buying the Outlaw. He knows that a lot of players on G2 are going to have light armor.
It's only Valen with full armor here. The biggest investment, the greatest spend.
And that's so hard to play against because once they figure out that Boaster has one, I mean, it might be too late. They might have an entry onto the actual site. So it's this two-pronged approach, again, this contact style on Fnatic's attack. One person will walk up, the other one will hold an angle for him, and they'll gather space like that.
Playing anti, and Chronicle just plays his position perfectly.
Beautiful. They were so ready, and now, yeah, what's the reaction?
Oh! That's a hell of a reaction there.
Yeah.
Val not taking any damage, dealing with the Outlaw, and tying things up at 4. The pit's still in play for Chronicle, though. And you mentioned that at the end of the previous round, Alpha 1 away from his Thrash.
Yeah, if he can get that B long. That should be a free B site. But it's going to be...
Durka's got to be careful here. There's a lot of lean towards B. If he tries to take the TP, they have lost sand. We'll see if Hero can do anything about it. The Prowler to attempt to pave the way, instantly cleared out. There's Alpha's Thrash. Now they can go forward. Now they can commit. Really
good molly to delay, but Chronicle spams Trent in the process. And he's just gonna clean up house.
He's gotten 3 on the round already. The spike down, the Thrash back up online, and Icy and Valen left to answer a miserable question. Do you try to go for this?
It's 4v2.
Do you save?
Oh, this was bad last time around for Fnatic, but Chronicle, he's taking things into his own hands. He has 4 to the round, and Durka will clean it up. Again, nothing going the way of G2. The pistol round, it looked promising, but even so, with that late flank that they had, they still made it even numbers. They really have to fight for every inch. Oh, he was full blind.
Dude, I thought he was playing anti with how clean that was. Forget it.
He was in the beginning, but sometimes it just goes your way. The follow-up, though, is what was most impressive. A true one-man army on the site.
Yeah, I would say that was nice. I must agree with Durka there.
And although it was Alpha popping off and Durka popping off in the last map, Chronicle, he was kind of quiet. He's now sitting at 10-2. Didn't even need to commit that Viper's Pit.
Not a bad performance at all.
And he probably won't commit it this round either.
There's no reason to, really.
It'll most likely be a very slow approach, seeing for any type of aggression G2 does. 2 Stingers, 3 Sheriffs across the board. Some ult economy working up towards G2. So not all is lost. It's just an info game now, Durka. He has an idea.
Dude, they read the bait.
Yeah, he's sniffing it out.
Jonah P was supposed to be the trap.
But with those 2 players being seen in hookah, that's what causes the speed up in short A, but it's still a contact approach. Now the pop. He's going to be able to pick that one up. The delay on A.
They realize they don't have full showers control because, again, of Hero's positioning and because of his utility. Boaster, careful now. Again, almost getting caught in utility, realizing that he's being hunted, he's being pushed, he's being pressed, and he's been dealt with.
30 seconds left.
Again, yeah, he got caught out sleeping.
I mean, but again, such a small victory in light of every other devastating defeat. Hero again finding 2 quick kills. They've kept this one competitive. Sure, they're tied at 3 apiece. Then just as quickly as I say that, the advantage goes the way of Fnatic.
Yeah, the mid-rounding from Boaster, it's been very good the last couple days. Yeah, yesterday they lost, but the stuff he was doing on Abyss, the decisions he was making, really got them back into it.
A map that they felt like they should have been able to get away with. Any attempt at a retake is instantly stuffed. It's squelched, it's stymied, it's completely obliterated.
The around the world strat.
Take a look at it one more time. Again, Boaster was caught in a position, and again, there was just this tiniest of windows where we thought G2 might be able to catapult this into an advantage of any kind. But the response from Fnatic.
Nice listening to me, boys.
See, that mid-rounding that I was speaking of. He's hit a flow state right now. He might not be at the top of the scoreboard. He's quite the opposite of that, including the last game. But it doesn't matter when you're winning stuff 13-3. And now you're up 4-1 against G2 on one of their best maps.
It's still early in this stage of the tournament. But remember, this hardware has what's been so elusive to Fnatic in their time together. If they keep playing like this, I mean, it might be high time.
Yeah. And they're picking the right site right now. Just now the rotation made it in from Trent. But it's so hard to hold against this double initiator comp.
Dude, the C's nade was nice. Durka knew exactly where he was going to be. They pop the ult. He's going to find another. Trent falls. Icy's going to try to exchange with his own. Waiting for the right time to strike. Pulls the trigger. Does connect onto Durka. Just a sliver of health to his name. Now disposed of. Nade's going to separate things for just a moment. Again, keep a close eye on Icy's position. Valen, no smokes. He's got the molly, and he's caught with utility out. Terrible timing. Can Icy deliver? For G2 with Boaster on the other side. Yes, he can. A 3K for him as the defuse comes through, and G2 get their second.
The problem is it's ugly for G2. Icy, it is good that he's stepping up big in this moment. I said he's very comfortable on this map. He's very confident. But it was so hard fought. It's not consistent to rely on him like this. So yeah, it will be G2's second round win. But off of what? Off of heroics. Seems like G2 are getting caught in these weird moments. Valen with a molly out. He heard Alphayer use that Gecko Flash.
Let's go.
One round at a time has to be the approach. It has to be the mentality for the #2 seed from Americas. 4 ults to speak of on the defensive side. And they're big ones.
And Fnatic, they're going to run it back. They like what they saw last time around. Durka gets a freebie on the Leaf. Not close enough with that judge. And now it's the follow-up. I mean, Jonah P has to give.
Durka with a lot to deal with. And not able to find any of it. Trent's positioning was really nice. Jonah P on the swing. This feels a lot more brawly. This feels notably more bellicose. But again, advantage Fnatic. A deep hit now that they're going to attempt to counter, but Valen will crumble under the weight of the moment, under the dominance of Fnatic.
Fnatic are making G2 look so uncomfortable. They're making G2 play a different game that we're not used to seeing, Doug. They don't look controlled. They don't look poised. They look like they're rushing things, rushing steps even. And it's all because of the way that Boaster is calling. There needs to be a timeout for G2. They need to gather their bearings. Because Fnatic, if they keep going in this exchange, they're going to take this one away. It might be another 9-3 half.
G2 decides to leave hands off the wheels for now. Josh not calling a timeout.
You could really feel the weight of the moment getting into the head of G2.
And early flash on the swing. Yeah, they have a little bit of space sand, but nothing really to do with it.
And the thing is that they get that space and Fnatic will take space elsewhere.
Yeah.
It's very reactionary.
The pendulum may swing one way, but Fnatic will quickly take what's given to them. I think the other alarming thing to consider is G2 dumped almost every ult they had into that previous round. Durka now satcheling up, perched over the site, trying to stare into heaven's window.
No one's holding his U-Haul right now. I guess I say that as Chronicle picks it up, but they're ahead of that.
Now he realizes where they're coming from.
Icy's been so good on this map. This nade Molly combo.
Again, there's futility in trying to stand in front of the utility. They're instantly flushed out. 3 members stunned. No need to swing. They can take the fights exactly when they want them. As soon as you have attention drawn one place, the hit comes from elsewhere.
This Fnatic, they look insane. This is the #1 seed from EMEA.
They look like it. They're playing like it.
Yeah, they're playing so together. It's something that I praise G2 for doing quite often.
I mean, that's their calling card usually. But the truth is, Fnatic have taken that approach, they've added their own flavor to it, and they're obliterating G2 with it.
The individual playmaking for G2, it's just not there. But even so, the team play isn't there either.
Yeah.
I mean, keep in mind of the retakes that we've witnessed previously in these rounds. It's been scattered. Valen running out CT alone into a Viper's pit while there's 2 players in hookah. They're not really playing off one another like we know that they do normally. But it's all because of the way that Fnatic is playing. They're making them very uncomfortable in these situations. Corralling them in a U-Haul in that moment, not giving these free picks. And Icy, he stepped up, but it's just not been enough.
There's got to be more. There has to be more on the side of G2. And so on the eve of the 9th round, they call a timeout. Josh decides to get involved in the conversation and see what he can do. It's been a stomp. It's been another borderline perfect performance from Fnatic.
He's got to be telling him as well, not like this. We can't go out like this, surely.
With every round that passes, the sun sets a little bit more on G2's dreams and hopes and aspirations of lifting the championship trophy. Opportunities are running thin.
Yeah, a team that's been getting 3rd consistently, 2nd in NA consistently.
I mean, to be on the podium in Shanghai and to bow out like this after a brutal stomp from Fnatic would be just devastating. But the truth is, again, Fnatic have just played perfect.
So this time around, it will be a Viper's Pit committed into B long by Leaf. Usually the reaction of teams is to either flip from hookah or just go towards A. G2 have the fighting squad here. Valen, Icy, and Trent. And they're really aggressive and short. But there's pings. There's pings from Fnatic to clear out close areas.
Alfir 1 point away from his Thrash. The Prowler spotting the first. That Crossfire is going to get dealt with.
Icy stuck. He uses a satchel, but he doesn't get out.
He uses the second one to try to find safe passage, and somehow, by the thinnest of margins, manages to survive.
But that's no satchels now to cut the ice, to cut the cake on the retake.
We'll see if they even get that far. Fnatic calling a freeze into the round. The second Prowler through. Chronicle was glowing Phantom, pushing his way forward for Fnatic. Eye goes out, Wingman goes through, Plant not committed yet. They're gonna try to flip back. Not fully convinced that they like what they see. Additionally, they've left Chronicle.
Oh, barrel scene. Jonah takes out Boaster.
That's a punish. How much more can they find? Leaf with 2, make that 3. A great response. How Chronicle was planted over A is left alone.
It was good calling from Boaster.
10 seconds
He was just a little too far ahead. The barrel was seen by Jonah P on site, and that was enough for Leaf to just absolutely mow down everybody jumping out of hookah. But the call was good. Boaster baited the rotation from Trent back over to A off of the tap of the spike. The transition with the TP was good. The execution just wasn't quite there. But again, it feels like it was heroics. Felt like Leaf really had to pop off in this moment. If Leaf falls early, if he goes 1 for 1.
He doesn't do that.
If he goes 1 for 1, I think Fnatic take that round. They're just playing as more of a unit right now. It's way more cohesive.
A little bit of an aggressive look towards Showers.
Oh, he's going to get detained here.
Alfir's here, and you're right, he's got the Thrash.
There's even a tether being held out.
There are 3 here. This could be devastating.
And Astra Orb is going to be on the left side as well if they actually want to commit into Showers. This is a really nice setup.
First ping on the minimap, there's the eye. Cleared. Icy's position still concealed.
That is 2 smokes baited out in 30 seconds of this round, though. So Fnatic, they're aware that for the retake, G2 only have 1 Brim smoke left. That'll give them the opportunity to contact up short, because if that smoke is used too early on, G2 will not have enough utility to stall the plant.
So it leaves Valen in such a miserable condition and position. When does he invest it there? He decides to. The
but he has nothing else. Valen's gonna die. Oh, that was so close.
Just barely finding the safe space amongst all the lava. Icy tucked in the smoke, the nade, the satchel. He's buying time. He's trying to delay as best as he can. Trent able to get 2. Icy on the swing. Durka there. Satchels exchanged. And it's only 2 on the side of Fnatic now. Holy smokes. He does that, and now he's got the ult. Icy so weak. Durka gets another. A 2v3. This was a 2v5, if I'm not mistaken. If they can convert this, what in the world will be left? Boaster spotting 1. A 1v3 left to convert. Confidence from the captain as he delivers another. Can he find clarity in the calamity? No! Jonah P saves the day for G2.
Boaster's always so close, but he can never finish. But what a round from Trent. He got 3 in CT. And Jonah P winning the head-to-head. Full steam forward, full confidence ahead. Look at the spam. Great spray control. And this time around, G2 did a really good job of holding back sight. Durka, he almost brought this one back.
Boaster almost brought it back too. I mean,
yeah. No, this pre-fire 1-tap was cold. We didn't get to see it.
It doesn't have to be pretty. Yeah, it doesn't have to be pretty, and it hasn't been for G2. Let's not mince words here.
Let's keep it a buck.
But they still find themselves within 2 rounds.
Yeah, finally bringing it back, getting some momentum back in their own favor. Icy can't connect, but he has a showstopper of his own. If it's a commit onto this B site, that showstopper's gonna do some mad damage.
What lights the fuse, though? What's the primer? Gen P on the swing, spotting 2 here. Leaf has been dealt with, but Icy, the firing squad over his shoulder.
What a great trade from Icy.
Able to equalize.
It is 1-for-1 though. Every time G2 go down numbers, they double up towards this A site. They'll push together, whether that's short. This time around, it's going to be showers. But they're so spread.
3 cheating towards a short, and they've invested the Seekers here.
Yeah.
They've been starved, they've been deprived of information.
They don't like the silence.
It's deafening. Hero now, position given away. He's been spotted, he's been cleaned up. Cautious now because Boaster's gonna be on this late flank. Is there anything to spot him? Is there anything to stop him? Just a bit short of being the hero that Fnatic needed in the previous round, and he might be able to clean it up. Icy choosing wisely to hold onto the rocket for just a bit longer, not connecting. Again, Boaster on the flank, taking his time, patiently prowling his way forward, and playing everything to near perfection. Another kill found. As Dirk is going to join in on it, they've got to deal with him. Trent's gotten it to half, but that's all it can be so far. As Val's left alone, he's going to get dropped. Fnatic gets to 7 as Durka gets 3.
What a re-flank from Boaster, getting a pick, making sure that Gecko cannot defuse the spike, and Durka coming up huge. 16 and 6 for the lad. He hasn't slowed down since last map. And when you think of Durka, you think of great raise plays. You think of bind as well. And this is the attacking side he's doing this, where he has to be the entry. But it's actually in the mid to late round where he's finding most success.
Outlaw in the hands of Boaster. For good reason, light armor on 4 of 5 members for G2. Between that and the Guardian, there's so many things that could punish, there's so many things that could hurt.
Fnatic have done a really good job of trying to identify where their aggressiveness is from G2 in these rounds, in these early rounds. And Boaster has done a great job formulating a plan in the mid-round. Look at this. They're abusing the B-Long Viper Orb. They're so far ahead of this. They should be aware that it's going to be a hookah walkdown, or players at least corralled in hookah.
Yeah, I mean, Boaster's going to see it, or at least he almost had a timing on it. Heroes in such a brutal spot. They know that he's there. He's been dealt with.
The speed up on B site, though. The spike should get planted.
And now they can go ahead and try to take back site. If Durka really wants to, he can push all the way to spawn. It looks like it's exactly what he's doing. Trent has to be careful.
He's not planted.
He's going to be the first on the swing. And he just can't stand up to Durka.
Just so unaware. They're aware that Chronicle is here, though. Valen made contact with him, but the timing.
Icy. Stomping like a Clydesdale around the way as Chronicle gets 2. And now the Cosmic Divide has torn them asunder. Separated. Silenced. How do Leaf and Valen get back into this? Look at Alfear's position. It's gorgeous. Posted up on the other side of the wall. All the info he can possibly gather, but Valen.
His barrel was sticking out.
He's gotten it down to a 2v2 to close the half. A tap of the spike, but it's not committed. Leaf just walks into his death. Valen on the tap, no real way to pull this off. He's gotten it down to 1, but again, time is short. He's got to commit to this, but he runs away. Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Fnatic hit 8.
Another great half called by Boaster. It's not 9-3, but 8-4.
I mean,
you'll take it.
It's damn close.
And it felt like they were in the driver's wheel the entire time. Look at that little barrel. Unfortunate, but it didn't even matter.
Oh my god, Van.
I mean, maybe there's one more blunder, I guess. Either way, Fnatic up big. We've got Josh Ortiz's parents standing by on the stage right now for an interview. Take it away.
Hello everyone, Jen Lee here, standing with Josh Ortiz's mom and also his auntie to talk to them about today a little bit. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Now, Mama RT, Josh actually said he's extra nervous today because you are here supporting him. And you know, what's it like watching your son perform and leading the team at a big event like this? 어머님, 감독님이 사실 오늘 가족이 와가지고 너무너무 떨린다. 그리고 이제 뭔가 내가 일하는 모습을 인정받고 또 보여드리고 싶기 때문에 너무 기쁘다는 얘기도 하셨거든요. 좀 이렇게 아드님이 팀을 이끌어가는 모습 보니까 어떠신가요?
너무 감동이고 장하고 반대했던 저희들이 너무 부끄럽고 예, 그렇습니다. 예.
Well, I am just so moved. I am very touched. I'm so proud of him as my son. And you know, it's a shame that we said no when he first said he wanted to work in esports. Now, you know, it's weird for parents, though, of course, to see their children, you know, jump into esports industry, wanting to work in esports. So what was he like as a kid? And, you know, talk to me about how hard he's been going after his dream of working in esports. 반대하셨다고 하잖아요. 사실 부모의 입장에서는 처음에 e스포츠에 이렇게 일한다고 했을 때 좀 받아들이기 쉽지 않으셨을 것 같아요. 이제 아드님이 얼마나 열심히 해왔고 꿈을 쫓아왔는지 좀 설명 부탁드릴게요.
이 게임에 대한 비전을 항상 버리지 않았고 나이가 먹었음에도 불구하고 계속 그 꿈을 가지고 있었어요. 그리고 특별히 이 발로란트 게임이 나왔을 때 정말 관심을 많이 가졌고 그리고 우리 자슈한테 정말 맞는 게임이었어요. 그래서 계속해서 그 관심을 갖다 보니 지금 이 자리까지 온 것 같아요.
He was very, very passionate about esports, always. He's been chasing his dreams. And even though when he got older, he just never lost that vision and the passion about gaming itself. And when Valorant came out, we thought, oh, this was the perfect game for him. And it's the fact that he kept pushing himself to chase his dream, make his dream come true, that kind of enabled him to be here leading the team today. So I'm super proud of him as a mom. Well, thank you so much, and good luck to you two and Fnatic.
Always good to hear from family members in positions like this. I mean, the reality of the matter is, though, G2 are in a position for dreams to become nightmares. If they cannot convert on this attack half of Bind, their year is done. Meanwhile, Fnatic, masters and commanders of their fate.
They've been taking the fight to G2 all series long. Jonah P's gonna get caught here. He's dead. He's done.
He has no idea. A quick tap, assassination style. Never knew it hit him.
And look at how slow G2 are to make a decision. They want to take the teleporter.
But they decide in that moment, just briefly, to dig their heels in and turn and fight. And so that equalizes things for at least just a little bit of 3v3. Althea with 2 HP. Trent not much better off. A stiff win cleans up both. Do they realize how close Hero is? Val's the first to fall. They're going to have to attempt to fight for this retake. Boaster now joining the fray. He's healthy too with a ghost in hand. Silence, just a moment of pause as G2 realize this is a desperate need to pull off this pistol, and it's gotten down to 1. Trent is so weak. Boaster left in a 1v1. A catastrophic call to arms for G2.
Will this be the one, Doug?
Boaster's gotten it to half. The spray coming through, 40 HP again, just a tap, just a dare. There's the swing, he spots the heal. He's nipping at it, but again, the timing, the position from Trent is gorgeous. The kill comes through for Boaster, but the round for G2.
And the second pistol round as well on top of it. Good proactivity from Fnatic, but they couldn't settle.
Remember though, this is where disaster struck in the first half. Yeah, they got the pistol. It was messy, but it worked. And this is where things changed.
And I almost want to see G2 take a more aggressive approach to this anti-eco. I don't think they will, Doug, because they're not a team that likes to really do that and take risks in a round when you don't need to.
That's not the G2 way.
But it really feels like they need to make some magic here. They need to really start feeling it.
Durka with the Bucky again. 2 satchels. No armor. 18 and 8. Chronicle falls. Alpha does too. And so far, G2 with a much better attempt at holding the line.
And 2 rounds shown now that G2 like to do a 4-1 heavy lean towards B. This is all conditioning. Next round, maybe you'll see a change of pace. Maybe a look towards showers. But for now, it's just a freeze of the round, using Sky utility for more info. It's timing. Is Boaster gonna find it? Barely misses it.
Hero just eyed back showers, didn't tag anyone, including Leaf. So now he can fill in on the space behind him. If they want to commit to B, they can, but they can also take the T. Well, I guess they can't anymore.
Yeah. Just letting Wingman plant that.
Yeah, now Leaf on the move.
and the contingency plan of him as well, just as you said.
Heavy numbers from G2 back towards B. There was that first satchel, still one more to try to propel him back into stealing another round away from G2.
And this is where G2 shine. They get the spike planted. It's the post-plant scenarios. The cycle of utility, the fighting together. Leaf also getting a kill on the Boaster from the flank. That's going to live rent-free in the rest of Fnatic's head. Now they have to be worried. Yeah, it's only an anti-eco, but still. Every round moving forward, when you see the main pack of G2, you're going to have somebody staying, holding for Leaf. So it was a little bit of aggression towards B long, but ultimately a freeze. And free picks going their way. A lot of light armor on the side of Fnatic. That's why you see the Outlaw invested by Leaf, and he's deadly with this weapon.
Their money's in such a good spot, too. I mean, if they can convert this, we might have a game on our hands.
Yep. We're within 2 rounds right now. That's that look I was telling you about in Showers, the change of pace, the new look. Sky's shown towards B the first 2 rounds.
Now the dog out A.
Yep, that keeps 3 members of G2 of Fnatic towards A site. But it's a heavy lean B. That spike is right there.
They hear him there. And Alfier gets enough info. They realize they hear the stimmy. They know they're coming.
Yeah, let me get out of here. That's what he's saying right now. Trent, one off a Thrash. But there's nobody towards the A side of the map right now for G2. So if they go back, there's going to be a lot they need to clear.
He's got to be careful. That Prowler did not connect, but Leaf has made a lot of noise. Boaster should know that he's here, but he's so careful, so quietly and so cautiously cutting up at the angle as he tries to swing. Boaster's still in a really good spot, though. Is there anything to flush him out? They don't have the dog. He does have a flash.
They're going to have to wait these smokes out, but he's just going to cycle them. The power of Astra is what we're seeing right now.
As it goes down, bullets erupt off the stun. No passage in. No safety found. But they've got Boaster controlled. They've got him cornered. They've got him cleared, and now there's going to be a fight through the other side of the TP. What can Leaf do? He's in such a brutal spot with an Outlaw in hand. Joan P is going to join him. The Thrash clearing back out elbow. Don't think that connected. Yeah, Alfier's still in a really good spot. Look at Icy's position. As soon as he gets on the move, there may be something going on here. As Trent trying to keep them back. Durka will fall. And now they push. They're trapped in the telly.
Upgrades across the board. They're going to have to sit in this teleporter for as long as they can. But if you look at the minimap, look at Icy. He's going to flank him.
At least enough to open the door.
And that's an upgrade for the Bulldog.
He can Roomba his way through the TP. That's exactly what he's going to do. The door will open. Oh no, it trolled him a little bit. The angle wasn't great. Chronicle might survive this. They did their damnedest, but it wasn't enough. The angle on the Roomba is what doesn't open the door, and that's why Chronicle keeps the gun. Look, they needed
tiniest of margins.
They needed the bonus, and they got it.
Yeah, we have a game on our hands now.
Gotcha.
You can never truly count G2 out, especially on a map like Vine. As dominant as that attack half was for Fnatic.
I hit him 70.
They almost made me forget for a second who G2 was as a team.
The reminders will have to keep coming.
Look at this investment from Fnatic. 4 Buckies. Oh, he's in there.
The goop just obfuscates everything. There's no way for him to know. There was no way for him to go.
He couldn't do anything at all.
All right, maybe the other Buckies will find some success.
Or maybe it'll be Alfier who just walked all the way down B long. But Valen, he's holding the flank.
Chronicle the only one with a weapon, and now that sits harmlessly on the ground in Showers.
Deleted.
This is such a patient, disciplined freeze. This is, I mean, this is G2 Valorant right here.
Show some utility, take control of whether the previous anti-eco was B long this time. Take control of short A. Freeze the round, wait for a walk-in.
They must be cautious here. That flash did not tag, but the Outlaw will. Boaster tried getting into a position to punish, but he could not succeed. And so now G2 again are in a position where they, I mean, barring something going really sideways, they can carry even more of these weapons over. The finances will continue to boom.
Look at the economy right now. They're going to have a couple players hitting max cash.
Yeah.
Probably invest in shorties every single round. So good on a map like this where there's a lot of smokes, a lot of Viper orbs you can play off of. Alfia heard that reload. He's trying to cheese this kill onto Leaf, and he just might do it.
There's the wall. There's the snap. Alfier's down. Leaf's now 3 away from having his ult. And Hero falls.
Yeah. And honestly, Fnatic are a team that likes to buy a lot of light armors. They like to invest in rounds just like this. And that's why you're going to see Leaf using this Outlaw and trying to punish that a lot more.
Turka was in such a miserable spot, man.
Yeah.
Roomba, he pops a satchel, and then he can't see it.
Where are you going to go?
Yo, zero doubt, boys. Zero doubt we're winning this game.
Let's go.
Get me the Lotus.
Let's go, Jacob.
Yeah, they can feel it in the server right now.
There's confidence brewing.
It's a swing of momentum. And the first time out of this map for Fnatic, who suddenly kind of feel like they're on the back foot.
Yeah, Elma throwing the brakes on the situation, choosing to slow things down. And again, an opportunity for Josh to talk to his troops.
And this is just a byproduct of what happens when you lose the pistol. You lose the bonus. I mean, they've lost both pistols on this map, something that they won on both in the other. The IGLing so far from VALORANT, it's been pretty awesome on this attacking side. He hasn't really had to do anything too special, but just the conditioning, the game plan on that attacking half, showing a lot of pressure towards B with the Sky. On the bonus, showing towards Showers, keeping 3 players towards A. That opened up the ability to convert that round and put them in this spot where it's a tie game. VALORANT, he's sitting on a Brim ultimate. He might cook some players. Alfia, the only one on the opposing end.
He's got his ult. Yeah, you're right. Boaster's a little bit away from, you're just 1 away from having his. We'll see what they dial up. You see that orb instantly go through. A little bit of presence towards Fountain from G2.
Oh, Hero, he was trying to block that orb, but he just couldn't get there in time.
Not able to hit the headbutt. A recalled smoke results in a kill on both sides.
Kills like that usually tend to favor the attacking side. B long space gathered.
That's so nice from Boaster, understanding all of the space that's been taken and realizing that that's their weak spot. VALORANT has to be careful here. He's going to try to get across. They hear him. They know he's there, and they're going to try to cut him off. There he is. He's been spotted. He's been dropped.
That's the cue to take B site, though, and they're going to flip. They're not out of this just yet.
A 4v3 the way Fnatic, and again, Alfia's got his thrash. Such a powerful tool in the retake. The thing is, it's from really far back. G2 showing a lot of respect here.
Yeah, no real value gathered from that thrash. He might be able to pick it up, though, and Wingman could get on the spike.
The Mosh will buy a little bit of time to deny some of the flood out if that's what their attempt was. Dizzy over the top, tagging a couple.
But it's not halved. It should have been halved.
When do G2 go? They might not get the chance. Jonah P gets dealt with.
A great retake. Using that thrash to identify if anybody's playing up close or in sight. The Fate Prowlers to clear out all of Hookah. And then from there, it was a never-ending cycle of damage utility onto the actual choke, where any members of G2 could actually kill the diffuser.
That trade out from Hero at the beginning of the round, you mentioned it, it tends to favor the attack, but when you're able to dispose of one and then you have VALORANT on the rotate, who gets dropped, doesn't have the ult to really be able to contribute or do anything like that, that's just such a massive advantage.
I feel like VALORANT in this map specifically has been getting caught out with his utility out quite a bit.
Yeah. And for as much as we saw Boaster almost getting punished in those exact same situations, he managed to stay alive.
Yeah.
The opposing IGL, not nearly as fortunate.
All for the timeout. It was an answer back from Fnatic. Can they maintain this pressure?
They're going to try to accelerate here at blistering pace as they've invested the ult back toward U-Haul, and that's going to flood him out. The problem is they haven't taken back sight.
And another problem is there was no delay.
He's got to know. They have to know that there's a flank, but are they expecting two? Jonah P has been asked to make a stand. Can he deliver? He's gonna spot the first, but he can't clean him up. Can Icy do what his teammate could not? No! Another round dominantly going the way of Fnatic. What can Leaf and Trent do? They're gonna invest the pit? Such a disadvantageous situation, and now they're gonna invest the showstopper on the other side, and it's all on to Leaf. Still trying to play around the pit, and he can't find safe space in. What a costly round.
Yeah, such a big investment. It does get kind of close there, but a 4v2. Durka had the showstopper to match the Viper's pit. And nobody dropped from Fnatic either. A little bit of a free kill there again on the Valen.
Yeah. Maybe they dropped one, but honestly, every single advantage has gone the way of Fnatic.
The last timeout is about to be used from G2.
Like this.
I missed who he was talking about. It's probably better that I don't know.
I think it was the head-to-head against either, I think it was Trent or Icy. I don't know who it was in that moment. He's basically saying that they're nervous. And in that interview, you know, we heard them say, you know, Josh is nervous because his parents are here, but now he has to be nervous about Fnatic winning those back-to-back rounds. That's why there's the timeout.
Fnatic has given Josh 3 reasons to be nervous.
Yeah.
Right now. Nerves that are infinitely greater and infinitely heavier than any other nerve that's been weighing on him up until this point. Fnatic have hit 10.
And he could be saying all the right things right now, but it's not on him.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
G2 need to execute if they want to stay in this, bring it to a map 3.
Meanwhile, Durka's very quietly put up 21 and 11.
Yeah. Chronicle, who started off, what, 10 and 2, he's still up there, man. And now we have an operator online. Durka, he was looking very snappy on Haven.
All of Fnatic has looked snappy, to be honest.
I will say G2 are a team that tend to do very well against operators.
So they bully Hero off this initial angle. They get Trent his ult. Now what? Where do they go from here? There's that op creeping forward, holding the line. And now they freeze around this. They've gotten Durka in a really good position. Now they can play the rest of the map the way they want.
Yeah, you can almost heavy lean towards A like you're seeing on the mini-map. The problem with Bind is Hookah. It's wide open. When you don't run a Sentinel, you kind of need a player there for peace of mind. Boaster's kind of reading into it, though.
Yeah, the orb goes up, and Chronicle realizes there's a real good chance of someone on the other side. A couple of warning shots delivered, but responded to.
Yeah. And with no utility being invested from the attacking side, Boaster has to double back. It's going to be a slow re-clear of this Hookah area.
Yeah, and you mentioned just a couple of moments ago that this is the weak spot. This is what's unclear. Durka's gotten a little bit further up.
Had he had done that, what, a second ago, he probably gets one?
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
The interesting thing here, too, is it's all of this duelist utility that's intended to make noise, but he's got to find safe passage out. What a snap from Icy. Where do they go from here, though? They can try to lean back to the other side of the map if they want. Alfie are spotting Wingman with Spike in hand, will fall. 13 seconds left. They've burned this candle down really low. Can they flood behind it? The spam coming through. Trent's dead, but the Spike down. The attack in an advantageous position. Icy on the swing, but Leaf on the kill. Boaster and Hero left standing, and they've gotten it down to 2. Hero cannot stand any longer. He's left Boaster by himself with ult in hand in a 1v2. And then he still has to get the Spike defused, trying to very carefully play every single position. Face checks the smoke. Valen gets the kill. G2 get 9.
Doug, what an entry from Icy in that moment. Durka peeks into him with the operator. You think it's going to go in his favor, but he gets sat down. Look at this. Perfect crosshair placement from the post plant. Cleaning up Alpha in that moment, who had a real big window of opportunity to take him out. And then at the end there, G2 just playing that 2v1 very, very well.
But they're still down 1. There's still problems that have to be solved.
If they can win this round, though, the economy of Fnatic, it's going to be broken. We're already seeing...
Durka's in a really good spot, man. A cheeky little angle. Is there anything to clear it? Do they expect it? Maybe a flash? Yeah, it's exactly what it is. The smokes go down, the Dizzy goes through. The one-way's been disrespected. They fully cleared it, and Trent's all the way backside already. Boaster's been dropped. They're going to try to push into spawn. The problem is they don't have U-Haul control. This is danger on the other side. Jonah P still has a flash, but he's been spotted out on the swing, the Thrash. He's been tagged, he's been dropped. A 4v3 advantage the way of the attack still, but they've got to realize they don't have any control of short. Leaf knocked on the door. He tried sniffing his way in, but he couldn't. And so now the swing back towards Showers. Icy with so much to deal with. How do you drop the Turk? You cannot. The time is so short, though. Fnatic have to accelerate. They have to go, and they have to go now if they want to have a shot at this. I don't think there's enough time. They've tied the freaking game.
G2 in the post plants, and Icy with another entry into heaven. He satchels all the way up. What a nice set play to answer for that Viper's Pit in short A. That was so decisive. They read into that, Doug. Boaster, he gets caught with his pants down. And Alpha, he didn't press mouse 1. His teammate dies because of it.
Run. Nice.
So now the economy, there's still a bit of a buy for Fnatic, but it's light armors on most of the players. They do have a lot of good retake ults.
Meanwhile, the stock market continuing to boom for G2.
And think about how many different looks VALORANT has showed so far. The last 2 rounds has been everything Showers. That's why you see Fnatic now trying to fight for it.
Hero and Chronicle both here.
Oh, Leaf, he's been so deadly in holding these angles.
That's not quite going to be enough! Belief settles and gets 2! Perfectly teed up.
That's a free A site as well.
And so they flip the map, feeling some of the pressure, dealing some of their own, and now they've tucked tail, they've gotten away. Jonah P will be the casualty, but the site is theirs. Numbers the way of the attack. Icy hearing that. You got to realize Alfier's waiting on the other side. It's messy, but it works.
It's another save.
And you're right, the economy now. The Great Depression that Fnatic have hit. They have to save.
They just cannot break through the post plants. This is the G2 everybody knows. The fundamentals on point. The calling on point. Icy on bind, popping off. He's not having, you know, a 20 bomb performance, but the entries he's been getting, it's like night and day from the last map. So G2 will now take the lead in this series once more. 11-10. No ultimates were even being able to be used by Fnatic. They're still sitting on the Astra ult, still sitting on Fade ult, and they still are forced to buy into this. It's been scrappy buys for the last 2 rounds.
They're towing the line.
Trying to make something out of nothing.
Early flash out towards Showers again.
Yeah, they just showed B long in the previous round. Now Fnatic are probably thinking, oh, is it going to be 3 members taking that? Are they walking in?
Well, remember, it was a couple of rounds ago. The flash came out, Hero got pushed off the angle, and they took Showers, they took the orb. And so that's where the threat is, but the Prowler's going to confirm there's no one there. They're going to fully commit out onto the crunch, though. Trent's dead.
Gets spammed.
That's a spike, well out of reach. Those little T-Rex arms aren't going to reach that.
Those ones aren't either.
But they're going to have to try.
Oh,
Tucked
Durka.
behind the cover of the smokes, they push their way forward. Icy's dead. Oh my gosh. Alpha here's filthy.
That was so quick, Boaster. He's gonna clean up Leaf as well. But it was ultimately Hero with that Fade ultimate and the confidence that it gave him to swing out and take out Trent, isolating the bomb on site.
Fnatic refused to relent. They refused to fold.
What a fight.
There's that ult that you were talking about, and then the swing, and yeah, Hero gets another one there, but this right here from Alpha here. Those two, as Valen was trying to find cover in the smoke, is denied that safety.
And Doug, at the start of that round, the setup was to deal with that three-man walk-in if that was to happen. Hero was jiggling with a tether out. Alpha was B-long towards the TP, ready for the crunch.
They're satcheling off the flash. They're trying to spot and punish Boaster, and they do a considerable amount of damage dealt, but it's really lethality that's found on the other side. Leaf is dead. Of course, it's Chronicle. He started the map hot. He might be the one to close it. Icy satchels into his death. It's again disaster. What does Trent do here?
He's gonna die. He's left to his devices. Fnatic are giving ones though, but Hero will take him out. Fnatic did such a good job of weathering that storm. G2 not being able to execute Boaster in that moment. They had a window here, but Chronicle was the one that got the first blood instead, and that allowed everybody on this site, on B, to just mow them down. The power of Astra, we saw it on the attacking side in the post plant. This time around,
we win the game, okay?
Alfie are so determined, but this time around, it was the suck from Boaster, who, if he had been taken out, that hookah pop goes a completely different way. And just like that, Fnatic answer back and are on match point. And it's gonna be a showers crunch. Is this the end?
There's danger here. They've got to realize that.
Oh.
You've got Durka and you've got Alphiar waiting on the other side, and Alphiar has his ult.
They want to pull the trigger so bad.
But Hero gives the space up. Vacates that aggressive angle.
They're still here. They still want it. Here it comes, Doug.
Can they weather this? It's 1-for-1. Meanwhile, G2 seem to have stabilized, at least for a little bit, but Alphiar invests the Thrash. He's dealt with. He's done. Chronicle and Boaster left standing. G2 continue to play things down to the thinnest of margins. The most unforgiving of moments. But barring a clutch, OT may be on the cards. Boaster has his ult. How does he invest it here?
Spike planted.
The thing is Valen still has a molly, still has a stim. If he doesn't get taken out, even if that Astra ult goes up, it's not gonna be enough.
There it is, it goes up. Chronicle's going to buy a little bit of time. There's the molly that you were speaking of.
And the re-wrap as well, short A. Look at Leaf.
There's no idea for them to know if it's on right now because they're still waiting on the other side of the wall. This one coming through will connect onto Leaf. Still work to be done. Boaster has gotten it to half. There's the flash, there's the swing! And Chronicle gets all three! Heartbreak for G2! The orange and black banner waves on! Fnatic survive!
What a way to close out Bind, one of G2's staples in Valorant. A 4v2. It was the demise of yesterday's game. To win it like that. Boaster with the spam at short A. And the spray down full blind double flashed from Chronicle to get 3 into the round.
That is one of the most ridiculous things I have ever seen.
Double flash.
To close the map, to send G2 home. An outrageous play. And G2,
heartbreak.
Will take a bow one last time in 2024.
They should be proud, man.
To be so close yet so far.
It hurts.
But again, what a ridiculous play from Chronicle, who started the map hot. Remember the way he kicked things off,
10-2.
For him to be the one to slam the door on the situation. Plenty of reasons to be happy, plenty of reasons to smile for Fnatic.
And that first map, what a performance from Alphier.
Yeah, he was nuts. But that moment right there, if Fnatic continue on this run, if Fnatic hoist the trophy at the end of this tournament, that moment will probably be one of the most defining moments of their tournament. One of the most defining moments of this run. That will go down in history.
Yeah. One of the best 2v4s we've ever seen in the server. On the grandest of stages. Crunch time.
Chronicle was a demon.
The last couple rounds, winning the head-to-head against Leaf how many times? Viper v Viper.
Fnatic were pushed on Bind. They strolled through Haven, but again, this tournament has eluded them. This bit of hardware has been what's avoided them for the entire time. And here they are with moments such as these, with performances such as these, with backs against the ropes.
Look at this.
They punch back. We've got Alphier standing by for the Verizon post-match interview.
Thank you, everyone, and welcome down to the stage. I'm standing by with Alphier, who just told me he's too excited. He might not even talk, but I'm going to get him to talk. But congratulations, Alpha.
Thank you.
알파이르 선수 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 승리 축하드립니다. 어제 경기에 비해서 일단 푸나틱의 폼이 확실히 많이 올라온 것 같아요. 오늘은 어떤 점이 달랐는지부터 빠르게 물어보도록 하겠습니다. You guys bounced back straight away from yesterday. What clicked today, or what was different?
We had great talk yesterday night because whenever we lose games, we just losing ourselves because we are not talking in the game. We are doing some mistakes we shouldn't do. But today we came here and we said, guys, this is video game. Just have fun. Like, because you are not doing boxing or something. Just video game. Just have fun and we have fun.
Oh, it's just a game. Okay. 어제 얘기를 좀 팀원들이랑 좀 딥톡을 했는데 사실 푸나틱이 그때 질 때마다 스스로한테 좀 발목을 잡히는 것 같다는 얘기를 많이 했다고 해요. 뭔가 실수하지 않아야 될 부분에서 실수도 하고 커뮤니케이션도 그냥 팀 내적으로 잘 되지 않았을 때 지기 때문에 그런 부분을 좀 많이 고치자고 얘기를 했고 오늘 들어오면서 야 우리가 이거 뭐 복싱하는 것도 아니고 진다고 죽는 것도 아니고 그냥 게임이니까 즐겨라 라는 마인드로 임했는데 오늘 그렇기 때문에 좀 잘 됐던 것 같다고 얘기를 하는데요. 그러면 또 알파이르 선수 헤이븐에서 이 아이소가 어마어마했거든요. 솔직히 아이소 너프 이후에 챔피언스에 좀 기용할 팀이 있을까 했는데 오늘 푸나틱의 아이소를 보니까 뭔가 특별함이 느껴지기도 했습니다. 아무래도 이 너프가 푸나틱의 헤이븐이 어떻게 진행되는지에 있어서 좀 영향을 많이 주지 않는다고 판단했던 걸까요? 이 아이소 기용에 대해서 물어보도록 할게요. Your ISO popping heads from left and right, shield up, amazing. We didn't really expect teams to bring ISO with them to Champions because of the big nerfs. So why bring him back on Haven? You know, like, do you feel like the nerfs don't really affect the way you guys play Haven?
Yeah, I mean, they nerfed ISO, but they didn't nerf me. So I'm still good.
아이소 너프 했는데 나를 너프한 건 아니니까 아직도 쓸만하다, 괜찮다, 나는 너프가 되지 않았다 라고 얘기를 해줬습니다. 그래서 그런지 오늘 흐름도 굉장히 좋았고 바인드에서는 좀 두 발로 서 있는 모습을 보여주기도 했는데 일어선 걸까요? 아니면 스트레칭을 했던 걸까요? We saw you on your legs on bind. Were you standing up or were you just stretching your legs?
Stretching my legs?
Yeah.
Stretching my legs?
Were you standing up to trash talk or were you just stretching your legs?
Yeah, I sit down this time because last time it didn't go well. That's why I said if we start winning, like I might go stand up. But yeah, that's why I stand up once because I couldn't like sit down all the time.
Okay. 사실 저번 경기에서 자꾸 일어났는데 져가지고 이제 이길 때 되면은 좀 일어서야겠다 했는데 오늘 사실 바인드에서 한 번 일어섰는데 그거는 좀 계속 앉아 있을 수 없기 때문에 좀 다리가 저려서 일어난 거라고 해명을 했습니다. 그러면 마지막으로 오늘 크로니클 선수 생일인데 생일 축하한다고 한마디 부탁해 보도록 할게요. Chronicle's birthday today. Happy birthday.
Yeah, by the way, in the game he gets fate butterfly. Maybe observers catch it. But he gets Fate Butterfly is like 1 of 500 chance, and it was happy birthday for him.
Fake Earth Butterfly.
Fate Butterfly. You know the butterfly skin? He's
Yeah.
color. It felt like 1 of 500.
Okay. 스킨을 쓰는데 사실 이 스킨을 사용할 때 그 가짜 나비가 나올 확률이 500분의 1인데 오늘 그게 나와가지고 옵저버가 받는지는 모르겠지만 확실히 이게 크로니클 선수를 위한 생일 선물이 아닐까라는 얘기를 했습니다. 이렇게 해서 알파에르 선수 만나봤습니다. Thank you, Alfair, who was too excited to talk, but you talked anyways. Thank you for the great interview and good luck.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap for us, everyone. Bye-bye.
They might have nerfed ISO, but they didn't nerf Alpha yet. I'm now joined by Elmer Putty here. Mimi is here as well before we close out the show. There's a lot to go to talk about, a lot we wanted to ask you, but I'm just going to start by replaying the last round on Bind. And I need you to give me a play-by-play and talk me through what was going through your mind.
Okay, so I mean here we have the Astral, which is always scary on the diffuse. I mean, this is the last seconds. I mean, nothing. I was just like, I hope we spray him down. I like the fact Crown's a Phantom. He hasn't bought a Vandal there, he's bought a Phantom, which is just better for that situation.
Did you think that you were going to close that out on that round after what happened in the TP?
I thought there was a, but when I saw the Astral Wall and the Mullen Showers, I thought it was a 50-50, I thought.
I mean, this was night and day compared to the last game that Fnatic showed. What was the team's discussion like after losing that series in the upper before coming into this one? Because this is the first map since the Billy game where you guys have had like a strong start into a series.
Yeah, I mean, we had a long discussion last night, like at least an hour, probably a bit longer, just talking about how we performed because yesterday wasn't good. It was just have a win Heretics basically, except that second half of Abyss. So we had to talk about the energy and the level of communication we had to bring coming into this game, and I was already happy with the boys. They bought it. The boys stepped up. People are fragging, they talk, and they have good energy.
I'm gonna ask you the question. I feel like you might be anticipating me doing this because I think I've asked you this backstage a couple times. Why didn't you pick the Haven against Heretics? You had a choice. You could have picked the Haven.
Well,
and after seeing your Haven today, I feel like maybe you should have.
We knew it was going to come third because it was a third map versus Heretics. We just didn't get there. So it was a matter of, we like Lotus as well. We can get Haven third, so
Do you think things would have been different if you did pick Haven?
No, I don't think so. With that energy, it could have been any map. Could have been Fracture. It wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, I think as well about the Haven, this is the first time that you guys have played it at this event. You're the only team who's playing ISO here at Champions. I wanted to ask, when you guys are cooking up the comps and planning how you want to play maps behind the scene, how are you balancing what you guys feel is the optimal comp to play on a map versus what you feel like is going to be the best in terms of player comfort? Because it seems like Alfia obviously loves playing that ISO.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a balance between what's best and what's more comfortable for the players. Because I think if you got to play like Alpha, he always wants to fight, and he gets stuck on that Killjoy Cypher a lot of the time. So it's he's happy when he hears Havens. He's like, yes, I get to play ISO. So it's always a combination. Sometimes you have to tell a player, look, I'm sorry, this is best for the team. You're gonna have to kind of bite the bullet here, but this is one of those situations where Alpha's a big hype man, so we want to get him going and get him on the roles he wants to be on and where he can give energy to the team.
What agents would you at this stage be like, no, Alpha, come on, that's asking for too much? Because I know in the past he wanted to play Raze on a split, he wanted to play a bunch of stuff, even the Clove we saw a little bit as well. What's the line here? What's the no-go zone?
He's not getting the Clove back.
He's not getting the Clove back?
No, he's not getting the Clove back.
Why not?
It's a rubbish agent.
Okay, so that's not on Alpha, that's just
yeah.
That's an agent
It's
thing.
just rubbish.
Has he ever asked for the Yoru? Because I'm surprised if he hadn't.
No, that's Durka's. He knows he can't ask for that. And I don't, it doesn't, yeah, I think it's more of a Durka thing. He knows he's not going to get the Yoru over Durka.
Yeah, and what are your thoughts on the fact that how far Dirk has come on that Yoru? Because the first time we saw it, albeit I think it might have been his own downfall a little bit, for teasing it on Twitter for like 3 months straight, being like, I'm going to play the Yoru. It didn't go super well, but now, best Yoru in the tournament, right?
I think so. I think he's the best Yoru player in the world. He's mastered that agent really, really well. He's really good at taking on feedback. I think that at the beginning of the year, he was struggling a little bit just individually. It wasn't anything to do with Yoru. It was more just he wasn't in the best form. And I think he took that on board, and he did a very good job of saying, like, hey, what do I need to do to get myself back on form? And he did that. He's taking good notes. He's always active about wanting feedback and wanting to improve his game. So Seeing him just want to improve and even just grow as a human, like it's how he takes feedback on and how he just grows, and it's him as a person, but it also shows in the server, and it's been great.
We've seen that grow massively here at Champions now, but I want to take a step back and kind of reflect on Shanghai, because that was probably the most disappointing global event in a very long time that Fnatic has gone to. What do you think is different about the team that went out that early at Shanghai to now this team that is looking to go on a run in the lower bracket in Seoul?
It's what I've been talking about. It's just the energy.
Yeah.
If we have the right energy on the right days, I think we're really hard to stop. You saw in the EMEA, we just steamrolled everyone, and we've had a few hiccups now that we're in the international event here. But at Shanghai, the energy was just a bit off. I mean, the Genji game was okay at Shanghai. Sure. It was close. We had chances to win.
Breeze.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting.
Don't remind me about the breeze.
Yeah, sorry, I'm making you relive it. Yeah.
But we had chances, but then that foot game was just terrible energy, and I think that obviously we've had some illness problems, stuff like that. So it's
perennially with Fnatic.
I mean, we have that meme that we lick doorknobs, and I understand
it's just Durka, I think. That's just his thing.
I don't know what it is. But
real quick, though, because we just saw some footage of having to say goodbye to G2, a team I think a lot of people had winning this tournament. They were definitely one of the favorites. What did you think of them today? What were they like on the server?
I mean, they're a really good team. I think that Valorant's a really good caller. When we anti-strain them, we're like, look, their attack is nice. Like they know how to call and they know how to play. So I think it was one of the situations where like I expected to play them like up in the tournament, and the fact that we had to play them in the first elimination bracket, which is it's brutal.
Yeah.
How does a win like that though affect the confidence for the rest of this lower bracket to kind of to beat a team like that so early on in your run?
I think it's good. It's really, really good. I said to the boys, if we can get over this team, they're a really good team. We can beat anyone else that's left. So we just got to keep the energy and keep it going.
Maybe the DRX rematch at some point. I mean, we're going to take a look at the bracket now and see who's potentially going to be in your way to that trophy. Of course, if DRX win that game and you guys win your next one, hey, we're going to get a rematch. But of course, that upper bracket, it's looking kind of juicy. Who you want, Elmer? Who you want?
Who do I want? I think Sen go through. People are going to love me. I think Sen and... I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Lev Heretics. I think that's a close game. But I think Sen go through. I think we end up playing EDG, if I'm being honest. And then I don't know how DRX go against their opponent. I think that's going to be a good game as well.
Yeah. What about this other one? Because you guys obviously lost to Team Heretics. They look in pretty good form. How are you feeling about their prospects this one?
I think they have a chance. I think Lev are looking all right as well. I think that's a 50-50. To me, that's a coin toss, that Heretics-Lev game. I wouldn't make a call.
All I'm going to say is we are on track for an EMEA versus EMEA Grand Final as of right now.
I feel like that's pretty early.
We're on track. But it's possible, Mimi. It's not
Anything's
impossible.
Possible still.
Yeah, we're on track. And I would hate that because I wouldn't know who to choose.
The in the air.
Literally one game. We win one game.
But this is the moment to do it.
I agree. And is that how you guys feel as well? Was today the game that you felt like we could do this convincingly? If we could have some confidence, then this trophy is well within your reach.
Yeah, I think it's always in our reach. It's just, get through every game, one game at a time. Just be consistent, improve every day. Make sure we're, I keep saying the word energy, and I'm sorry.
NRG?
But not NRG, I don't want to talk about them.
Would you guys say you're finessing them in a lot of these games?
I wouldn't say that. Absolutely
I think,
not.
yay. Happy with that.
That's beautiful.
Sorry. I need to eat some food. I'm here all day. I could do this all day. Anything else? Sorry.
I don't want
I've derailed this. I've actually derailed this.
Let's let him leave.
I've derailed this completely. But thank you very much, Elmer, for joining us.
Thank you, Elmer.
Beautiful series. Thank you, Mimi as well, of course, Kakuka, the casters, you guys at home for watching. We're going to be back for more games tomorrow, starting with Sentinels versus EDG. Have a lovely rest, and we'll see you tomorrow. This is the lower bracket, which means there will be no second chances. DRX and Trace have to bring their A game if they want to make a run, and this is going to be a very important map pool.
Safely tucked inside the smoke, just trying to take that angle and fight, but again, nothing to really add on. Make something of this round still, but just down to the one, and he will be quickly approached. And the double-up discipline of Trace is enough to seal up that round. Youthful to work with, there's not too much here. Adjustment, Smoke, drops the bang! And brings it closer and closer to victory. Dropped in the process now. ADS for lining him up. Flashback might just be their savior. Buzz is right round the corner. Scotty in hand, upgrade obtained, and beaming him down. My God, Buzz! 13-3 is the finish. Map 1 sealed up. He needs some help and backup from the rest of his squad. Body's opened up. What an adjustment! And he has bought that time. Critical element for his team to get back into play. Okay, I've just seen something ludicrous. The operator fell off the map, and somebody just jumped off the map and picked it off as the round went into the next to save the op. Ain't no way. Into the trips too as well, up and over the top. That's a beautiful flash, Kai. The split defense play from DRX still. The smoke does dissipate. Bane trying to hold his ground, stand it down up towards heaven. Still Kai, he's on one. This is where the problems start to stack. Trace, they need to try and hold these guns and hold them well. Fire in line, sticking it forwards. Now the defense needs to come online, but again, bullets straight through the wall. And then Foxy9 even falls. DRX, it's flawless once more to finish the map. And almost perfect all the way throughout. Cleaning up the lower bracket game, and it does mean that Trace, unfortunately, will be eliminated.
Oh boy, this matchup has the potential to become one of the all-time classics. But this is the lower bracket. There is no room for mistakes when elimination is on the line.
It's a 3v3, but it doesn't feel like a solid one. It doesn't feel like a comfortable one. It just feels inevitable. He stuck that. He stuck that right into Hero's lap.
He gets a Vandal.
Now Chronicle on the swing back site will clean up the last two members. Fnatic are just running circles around G2. A 13-3 stomp.
He's double initiator comp.
The season 8 was Nidus. Durka knew exactly where he was going to be. They popped the ult. He's going to find another. Terrible timing. Can IC deliver? For G2 with Bolster on the other side. Yes, he can. A deep hit now that they're going to attempt to counter, but VALORANT will crumble under the weight of the moment, under the dominance of Fnatic. That's a punish. How much more can they find? Leaflet 2, make that 3.
Should have been half.
When do G2 go? They might not get the chance. Jonah P gets dealt with. Tucked behind the cover of the smokes. They push their way forward. Icy's dead. Alpha Year's filthy. Heartbreak for G2. The orange and black banner waves on. Fnatic survive.
If you want to be the best, you have to beat the best.
I think EMEA is a slightly weaker region than NA.
As a team, we are better than Leviathan.
They definitely still have good teams, but overall, I think NA is a better region.
I think the international matchups are really fun.
Pretty big game. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm going to Jet Aspas.
I like playing European teams because they play pretty structured. So if you're playing better than them, usually you'll take the win.
We have a lot of confidence in our fans, like as I say.
It's a big game to get into the new arena, top 3.
We've done it before to take a trophy, so hopefully we can do it again.
We are not scared of anyone.